end anytime soon. It's better to embrace it than take on the horrible president than the majority of the people in this country hate, than to lend credence to the idea that the deals man is the one person who can end over a decade of gridlock. Let's hope the Democrats don't fall for their shtick. And if we remember, if they forget, by the way, we will be sure to remind them. That's for sure. We'll be sure to remind them. Okay, so we now turn to Georgia. In reports that tens of thousands of Georgia voters, predominantly African Americans, were placed on a list for further scrutiny, have really became a huge deal in the Georgia's governor's race, leading to bitter exchanges between candidates and leaving many residents uncertain as what to expect when the state begins early voting on Monday. The uproar over voting seems almost inevitable development in the race, which pits two candidates on opposite sides of the nation's voting wars who have battled with one another for access to the polls for the years. And there's been one group, the Republicans and Brian Kemp, trying to shut down access to the polls, trying to limit access to the polls. And there's been one group, the Democrats, Stacey Abrams, who have been fighting to raise access to the polls. So yeah, Stacey Abrams, the Democrat, who's actually planning to be the nation's first African American governor. Hopefully she makes it through, or black female governor, sorry. Forged her political profile through a group she founded in the last 5 years that has registered thousands of new minority voters. Her opponent, Brian Kemp, has pretty much been the person she's probably gone to visit in court numerous times. He's Georgia's Secretary of State since 2010 and has advanced strict voting rules that he says are needed to combat the non-existent problem of voter fraud, which calls for critics to form voter suppression directly which pretty much calls for the GOP government to form a block for precisely the new voters Abrams is aiming to bring to the polls. So yeah, pretty much those people. It's like she's on one side, he's on the other. It's very clean cut. It's pretty much the voter suppression election. Pretty much that's the entire thing that is going on here. So anyway, this race is the latest example of, again, how contentious and far-reaching voting issues have become in American politics, where once largely non-partisan issues have been weaponized to gain an edge, and this is, again, an inherently pretty partisan issue. So, yeah, and that's going to be a very interesting fight to continue to watch. Abrams, on Sunday, repeatedly called for Kemp to resign, or repeated calls for Kemp to resign, as the state's top elections official, who's probably pretty much going to oversee his own election. And you wait for Stacey Abrams to lose due to a computer glitch or something that only Brian Kemp, as top Georgia election official, can explain. He said, Stacey Abrams said, it fits a pattern of behavior where he tries to tilt the playing field in his favor. Abrams says on NBC's Meet the Press. Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. It's like as sure as the sun is going to rise, this guy is pretty much going to spin his own election. That's pretty much how we know it's going to work at this point. Because we know this guy. We know Brian Kemp. So a state law passed in 2017 at Kemp's urging requires an exact match between voter registration form and his or her government documents. A missing hyphen or a difference between a married and maiden name causes the registration to be suspended. So, if you forgot a hyphen on your name, you're out. If you spelled a letter wrong, or if you smudge the pen and it looks like a different letter, your voting registration will be suspended, and that is only the behavior of one type of person, and that's the type of person who literally wants to limit voting as much as humanly possible. So yeah, despite being on hold, all of the 53,000 pending voters will be able to vote this year with a proper photo ID that matches their registration, said Michael McDonald, an elections law expert at the University of Florida, who's an expert witness in a lawsuit over the issue of exact match registration. But Abrams said uncertainty alone may cause many new voters not to show up on election day, especially those in low propensity voters in rural areas who are not following the issue closely. They get a confusing letter that says there's something wrong with the registration, and they're likely pretty much sit out this election. They don't want to go into it. They don't want to keep digging into a situation that's just going to mean more bureaucratic red tape and paperwork. Small government, is probably something Brian Kemp says he supports. Like, but why does the government want to get in the way of black people's voting rights? Please, thank you. Tell me. Please tell me. Like, I would be very interested. Like, why do all the people who commit voting fraud just happen to be Democratic? Like, so it's really funny how that works out that way. So anyway, Michelle DeHaven, a veterinarian based in Smyrna, Georgia, said she learned over the summer. She'd been temporarily dropped from the voting rolls when she visited the DMV to replace lost driver's license. She was told she was no longer registered to vote. She said, "It never occurred to me it would be a problem." When she called the Secretary of State's office to fix the problem, she said the person who answered her informed her, "I don't know. I can't help you." So she probably actually didn't know. Which was, it just shows you the crazy situation, the crazy times that we are in. Eventually, the county election official helped to return to the voter rolls. "I really had to fuss," DeHaven said. "I'm educated and I'm well versed in this, but it was just shocking." So yeah, I mean, that just gives you an idea of how hard it is really to vote and how to discuss about this. So yeah, we got a big story to get into. Big story, big news, everyone. Elizabeth Warren released her results of her DNA test, showing that she does have, in fact, some Native American ancestry. As many people pointed out this possible warning, including our favorite Catherine Kruger and Libby Watson, this was not a good idea. So, ladies and gentlemen, she did it to pretty much appease the right-wing fever swamp, which, I don't know if you know this, they can never get peeved. Like, that's just not the way it works. Like, they're not gonna get cured. They're not gonna get of their like bubbling rage. They're never gonna get cured at all. Which is a little bit. It's a little bit sketchy, just to say the least. Yeah, so that is quite a very interesting situation there. So, and it's something that you very much should take into considering the story, because she tried to appease the right wing's fever swamp. The fever swamp never gets appeased, and here's how they reacted. Can we cue some music, please? No, I don't have any music, but still, circus music would be appropriate here. So, worth remembering in the light of the DNA, finding that she's infinitesimally Native American. Britt Hume says over a tweet that says, Warren had her ethnicity changed from white to Native American when she taught at the University of Pennsylvania Law School from 1987 to 1995 at Harvard University Law School, where she was a tenured faculty member starting at 1995. I don't get why that's a big deal. Joel Pollack says, so what you're saying is Elizabeth Warren might as well be 0% Native American. He said, quote tweeted that over the 1/124th or something like that, or whatever the situation is. Yeah, so she's not enough Native American. That is very funny. So, Trump also says, Joel Pollack again attacks her for not being enough Native American. The Blaze says, CNN headline, Warren seeks to end Pocahontas problem before 2020. The problem is you lied. The even bigger problem is people found out, well, she still is Native American. It doesn't matter. This reference is to the fact that she could be that the genetic researcher who conducted the genetic analysis found that Warren could be as little as 1,024th Native American of native ancestor was 10 generations back. If there were 6 generations back, she would be 132nd Native American, according to the Boston Globe. So yeah, the Blaze continues to attack her for it. Well, even though she still is Native American, she says, you're not Native American. The Blaze decides, I just don't get why this is a big deal. You could maybe feel I'm not really into reading all these ridiculous headlines. Fox Business host attacks Elizabeth Warren as well for saying she had Native American heritage, pretending that she's more Native American than she really is. Again, she's the continuing theme of she's not Native American enough. So Ben Shapiro, the racist logic pupper, weighed in on this as well, saying, hilariously, Warren's only Native American ancestor may have actually lived at the time of Pocahontas. The real bitter clangers are people insisting Warren is indeed Native American. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit, literally threw up in my mouth a little bit reading Ben Shapiro's tweet, which is a little amusing there. The real bitter clangers, again, he says, are people insisting Warren is indeed Native American, even though literally the DNA test said she was Native American. And again, why does it effing matter? Like, are you incapable of focusing on our policies because you know that they're like more popular than anything you could possibly dream of? So yeah. Yeah, so apparently there are many more tweets about Elizabeth Warren from Ben Shapiro, which is a little so disgusting. Yeah, again. And then now, so people again are continuing to attack her over just not being Native American enough for their liking, including James Woods, Laura Ingraham, and Coulter. The person who, like, fucks guns, Dana Lash, pretty much. I hope Elizabeth for MA notes that criticizing someone for presenting themselves as a member of a protected class is not the same thing as attacking said protected class. You waited for how many years to prove you're 1/500th of something that doesn't qualify for actual membership? Like, she's not saying she wants to be part of a protected class. Like, that's pretty crazy. That I really don't think that's what she's going for. She's just trying to pretty much say that that she's Native American, and to get all you guys to shut up about it, but then, silly her, you guys just started talking about it even more. So, yeah, so Eric Erickson, Sentient Ham, in fairness, Elizabeth Warren's DNA test shows he's got a greater connection to the Hispanic community than Beto O'Rourke does. Bam! Roasted. Oh, no, stop. That was awful. Yeah, so Michelle Malkin, racist plagiarist Benny Johnson weighed in on it, saying Elizabeth Warren has statistically less Native American blood than the average white American, according to study. Red Pill Jew, Darren J. Beatty, and more were retweeted by the dumbest man on the internet, Jim Hoft. Red Pill Jew. Yeah, that's a great thing to retweet to prove his point about Native Americans. So yeah, it's pretty much a small example, but it's safe to say that these people are not sold. None of these people or the regular readers were ever going to vote for anyone but Trump in 2020 anyway. Warren does not need to, nor should she try to convince these people of anything. She should just ignore them and focus on the logical rest of the country, who would still not yell at her for Native American every time she tries to campaign, and not every time she tries to work, tries to do her job. Like, people will, like, the people pretty much, the point I'm trying to make is, like, the people out there who will consider her for her record, consider her for who she is, other than being Native American. Like, if she is able to do that, if she can go into that area, like, that's pretty much what she needs to do here at this situation, and just stay away from appeasing those people ever again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to today's show. Yeah, appeasing bad people is a good idea. Appeasing bad people, is a bad idea, because they're going to keep talking. They're going to keep trying to get to you. That's my motivational message for the day. Don't appease bad people. Don't engage the bullies. Elizabeth Warren, shout out to you. But anyway, that's it for us today. But we still got some more great messages for you. We got Red Alert coming soon. Stay tuned for the trailer. Stay tuned for that date announcement. We have not made anything official yet. Just, you can though. If you're already subscribed to Spencer Walsh Show, you will be fine. But please search up Red Alert wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe. Be ready, because it's coming out soon. We're also working again on a new season of Spotlight. New season of Spotlight coming your way very soon. We're going to try to get it on here as quickly as possible. Possibly get it underway and running before the midterms. Don't know if we're going to be able to get it all done though. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And of course, yes, get ready for the midterms, please. We hope you consider making SWN your choice for November 6th election night coverage. If you just want to chill with us. Thank you. We got a great show planned. It's Newsflash!